Raven Bowens' axing fate of Johnny and Chanel. A deep dive into Days of Our Lives' most dramatic couple, the power of enduring love in Salem for decades. Days of Our Lives has been a tapestry of love stories, heartbreaks, and triumphant reunions. Viewers have watched couples like John and Marlena, and Steve and Kayla, weather every storm the writers could conjure. Affairs, amnesia, kidnappings, and even demonic possession. These legendary pairings have become the gold standard for what it means to stand the test of time in Salem. But as the sands continue to fall through the hourglass, fans are always on the lookout for the next great love story that can capture their hearts and imaginations. Recently, two couples have emerged as contenders for this coveted status. Alex and Stephanie, whose romance seems to thrive on overcoming adversity, and Johnny and Chanel, whose journey together has been nothing short of a roller coaster. The latter, in particular, has captured the attention of viewers, especially as they face their most daunting challenge yet, a murder mystery that threatens to tear them apart or perhaps make them stronger than ever. Johnny and Chanel. A love story forged in fire. Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree's relationship has always been dramatic, filled with unexpected twists and turns. From their whirlwind romance and secret wedding to devastating betrayals and reconciliations, their love has been tested in ways few can imagine. The couple's journey has mirrored the tumultuous path of Johnny's parents, EJ and Sammy, who themselves have endured countless breakups and reunions over the years. But nothing could have prepared Johnny and Chanel for the storm that was about to hit: the shocking shooting of EJ DiMera, Johnny's father. In a twist worthy of Salem's most infamous whodunits, Johnny finds himself the prime suspect in his own father's attempted murder, a storyline that has both captivated and unsettled fans. Raven Bowens speaks out, a refreshing change. Raven Bowens, the talented actress who brings Chanel Dupree to life, recently opened up about this dramatic turn of events. Speaking to Soap Opera Digest, Bowens described the storyline as a refreshing change from the usual love triangles and external threats that often plague Salem's couples. Instead of being torn apart by a third party, Johnny and Chanel are facing a crisis that comes from within, a test of trust, loyalty, and self-belief. Bowens explained that Johnny's struggle is deeply personal. Haunted by the knowledge that he was conceived when EJ raped Sammy, Johnny fears he is destined to repeat his father's sins. This self-doubt becomes a barrier not only to his happiness with Chanel, but also to their plans to adopt a child. Johnny's reluctance to move forward with the adoption is rooted in his fear of becoming like EJ, a fear that Chanel must help him overcome. Chanel, the rock Johnny needs in the midst of this turmoil. Chanel emerges as Johnny's anchor. Bowens emphasized the importance of her character's role as a source of strength and reassurance. By being his rock and just reassuring him with words of affirmation, Bowens shared, "I feel like she's doing her best to pick him up and help him see who he really is." Chanel's unwavering support is crucial as Johnny grapples with his guilt and the suspicion of those around him. Chanel's love and belief in Johnny are put to the ultimate test as the investigation into EJ's shooting intensifies. With Johnny as the prime suspect, the couple's future hangs in the balance. Yet, it is precisely this adversity that has the potential to forge their bond even stronger if they can weather the storm together. Protecting each other, a new kind of challenge for Bowens. The current storyline stands out because it's not about external threats or romantic rivals. Instead, it's about two people learning to protect and trust each other in the face of overwhelming odds. They have to protect each other. They have to stick together, Bowens said, highlighting the importance of unity in the face of adversity. This new dynamic is a welcome change for viewers who have grown weary of the endless parade of love triangles. Instead, Johnny and Chanel's struggle is raw, real, and deeply emotional. It's about confronting the demons of the past, facing the harsh judgments of others, and finding the courage to believe in each other when the world seems determined to pull them apart. The courtroom drama. Will love prevail? As the investigation into EJ's shooting continues, the possibility looms that Johnny could end up in court, fighting for his freedom and his future with Chanel. The stakes have never been higher. If Johnny is convicted, it could mean the end of their dreams of starting a family and building a life together. But if Chanel can stand by him, offering unwavering support and belief in his innocence, it could be the crucible that transforms their relationship into one of Salem's all-time great love stories. Bowens believes that this trial by fire will only strengthen Johnny and Chanel's bond. The couple must learn to protect each other, to trust in their love, and to face the world as a united front. It's a narrative that resonates deeply with fans, many of whom have faced their own trials and tribulations in life and love. The road ahead, tragedy, hope, and the promise of a rainbow. The journey for Johnny and Chanel is far from over. In addition to the murder mystery, the couple has faced heartbreak in the form of a lost pregnancy. A devastating blow that tested their resilience and forced them to confront their deepest fears and insecurities. Yet, even in the darkest moments, there is hope. Rumors swirl that the couple may leave Salem temporarily, only to return with the promise of a rainbow baby. A child conceived after loss, symbolizing hope after the storm. This storyline is a poignant reminder of the power of love to heal, to endure, and to overcome even the most insurmountable obstacles. For viewers, especially those who have experienced loss and heartache, Johnny and Chanel's journey is both relatable and inspiring. Why Johnny and Chanel matter. What makes Johnny and Chanel's story so compelling is its authenticity. Their struggles are not just the stuff of soap opera melodrama. They are reflections of real-life challenges. Overcoming the legacy of family trauma, finding strength in partnership, and learning to trust again after betrayal. Raven Bowens' portrayal of Chanel brings warmth, vulnerability, and determination to the role, making her a character that viewers can root for and relate to. As Days of Our Lives continues to unfold, one thing is clear. Johnny and Chanel's fate is far from sealed. Whether they emerge from this trial as a stronger couple or are torn apart by the pressures of suspicion and loss, their story is a testament to the enduring power of love in the face of adversity. Final thoughts. The legacy of love in Salem. For an audience that has watched generations of Salem's residents fall in and out of love, Johnny and Chanel's journey is a reminder that true love is never easy, but it is always worth fighting for. As Raven Bowens so eloquently put it, the key to surviving the storms of life is to protect each other and stick together. In the end, that is the lesson that resonates most deeply, not only in Salem but in the hearts of viewers everywhere. So, as the mystery of EJ's shooting unravels and Johnny and Chanel face their greatest test yet, fans can only hope that love will once again triumph in Salem and that this young couple will join the ranks of the show's most legendary pairings. Next, Part 2, Days of Our Lives, a week of shocking twists, dangerous secrets, and heart-stopping drama. July 14, 2025, the beloved town of Salem is about to be rocked by one of its most suspenseful and emotional weeks yet. For viewers who have followed Days of Our Lives for decades, the week of July 14, 2025, promises a whirlwind of intrigue, heartbreak, and the kind of edge-of-your-seat storytelling that has kept fans loyal for generations. Let's dive into the twists and turns awaiting your favorite characters, with a special focus on the dramatic kidnapping, courtroom chaos, and tangled relationships that will keep everyone talking. The double kidnapping. Ari Horton and Holly Jonas in peril. Salem is no stranger to danger, but the abduction of two beloved young characters sends shockwaves through the community. Ari Horton and Holly Jonas, full of excitement for a summer outing, never make it to the lake. Instead, masked gunmen intercept their plans, snatching the girls and spiriting them away to an unknown location. The kidnapping is not a random act. Doug Williams III, struggling under the weight of mounting debts to ruthless loan sharks, finds himself at the center of the crisis. Despite Holly's recent efforts to help him financially, Doug's troubles have only deepened. The loan sharks, determined to collect what they're owed, decide to send a chilling message by targeting the people closest to Doug. While Ari and Holly are held in a cramped, frightening room, their loved ones remain oblivious to their plight. The tension escalates as Tate Black, who was supposed to meet the girls at the lake, realizes something is terribly wrong when they fail to show up. Driven by worry and suspicion, Tate confronts Doug, demanding answers and vowing to help find the missing girls. Meanwhile, Rafe Hernandez, a trusted figure in Salem's police force, joins the desperate search. The question on everyone's mind: can Ari and Holly be found before it's too late? Gwen Rizika's return. Secrets, schemes, and a tangled past as the town reels from the kidnapping, another storm brews within the walls of the DiMera mansion. Gwen Rizik, never one to shy away from drama, makes her return to Salem and immediately stirs the pot. Gwen's relationship history is as complex as ever. She shocks Kristen DiMera by revealing that she is still legally married to Dmitry von Luskner, who never divorced her after his release from prison. Gwen's sly smile suggests she's been pulling strings behind the scenes, perhaps using her marital status to her advantage. Her return to the DiMera mansion is met with a mix of suspicion and intrigue, especially as she announces her intention to move back in and reclaim her place among the DiMera elite. Kristen, herself no stranger to manipulation, finds an unexpected ally and perhaps a rival in Gwen. Their renewed alliance is sure to create ripples throughout Salem, especially as old secrets and new schemes come to light. Belle Black's dilemma, the high-stakes case of Johnny DiMera in the courtroom. The stakes are just as high. Belle Black, played by Martha Madison, faces a professional and personal crisis as she is tasked with prosecuting her own nephew, Johnny DiMera, for the attempted murder of his father, E.J. DiMera. The conflict of interest is glaring, but thanks to E.J.'s influence, Belle is forced back onto the case after initially recusing herself. E.J., ever the master manipulator, insists that the key to clearing Johnny's name lies in a crucial recording. Belle receives an anonymous memory card, which could hold the evidence needed to exonerate Johnny. However, suspicions swirl that E.J. himself may have tampered with the footage, possibly editing it to frame Johnny's wife, Chanel Dupree DiMera, whom he has never liked. Belle is caught between her duty to the law, her loyalty to her family, and her complicated relationship with E.J. Every decision she makes could have far-reaching consequences, not just for Johnny, but for her own future with E.J. and the fragile trust within the DiMera family. Xander and Sarah. A custody war erupts elsewhere in Salem. A bitter battle is unfolding between Xander Cook Kyriakis and Sarah Horton over their daughter, Victoria. The once passionate couple has reached a breaking point, with Sarah determined not to let Xander control their lives or dictate the terms of their family. Xander, equally stubborn, warns Sarah that she's making a grave mistake, leading to a tense confrontation that threatens to spiral out of control. Maggie Horton Kyriakis, ever the peacemaker, tries to comfort Sarah as she navigates this emotional minefield. The custody dispute is compounded by Xander's troubled past and recent criminal accusations, making the outcome uncertain and the stakes heartbreakingly high. The search for Ari and Holly race against time. As the week progresses, the focus shifts back to the desperate search for Ari and Holly. Doug, racked with guilt over his role in the kidnapping, is pressured to come clean as Tate and Rafe close in on the truth. The girls' lives hang in the balance, with their captors growing increasingly agitated and the threat of harm looming ever larger. The entire town rallies together, with friends and family putting aside their own troubles to help find the missing girls. The ordeal tests relationships, exposes secrets, and forces everyone to confront their own fears and failings. What lies ahead? Suspense, heartbreak, and hope. This week in Salem is a masterclass in soap opera storytelling, a blend of suspense, emotional depth, and the kind of character-driven drama that has defined Days of Our Lives for nearly 6 decades. Longtime fans will find themselves swept up in the urgency of the kidnapping, the intrigue of Gwen's return, the moral dilemmas facing Belle, and the raw emotion of the Xander-Sarah custody battle. For viewers 65 and older, these stories resonate on a deep level, reminding us of the importance of family, the dangers of secrets, and the enduring hope that, even in the darkest times, love and courage can prevail. So, as you settle in to watch this week's episodes, prepare for a roller coaster of emotions. Will Ari and Holly be rescued in time? Can Belle make the right choice and clear Johnny's name? Will Gwen's schemes upend the DiMera mansion once again? And can Xander and Sarah find any peace for the sake of their daughter?